Mike, are you ready to go?
I am ready.
Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Coffee with Father James. Today I have my Our Lady of Guadalupe coffee mug with some good hot coffee in it. If you were on Mass last week or you watched it on live stream, you noticed that the collection is back. Now, we always had a means to give during the pandemic, but in terms of passing the basket, we've started doing that again. Plus, we've started having the gifts arrive at the altar to be brought up. And I want to talk about the connection between the collection and the gifts. And I also want to discuss one new element, and that is this little basket here with these laminated cards. So why don't you follow me and we'll go inside and then we can talk about this. So first of all, I want to talk to you about the connection between the collection and the offertory. Now, what is offered ultimately at the offertory in Mass? Well, it's not just bread and wine. It's not just the collection that's brought up. It's our very selves. That's the sacrifice that is offered at our hands. The priest offers Jesus to the Father in the great act of worship of Jesus self-offering to the Father, his once and for all perpetual self-offering to the Father, and we respond by offering ourselves. That's what it means to offer, to exercise our priesthood, our baptismal priesthood, that we offer ourselves, as St. Paul says, as a living sacrifice. So that's the heart of the offering that is the Mass. You know, if we don't get that, we're going to miss the whole dynamic of the Mass. We offer ourselves to Jesus, who offers himself to the Father and to us. But we unite ourselves in that offering with by bringing forth the gifts of bread and wine, which traditionally symbolized, you know, our means of livelihood, our means of living, which were offered to the Lord and transformed into the sacrament of the body and blood of Jesus. But here's the connection with the collection. The collection also is part of our offering. It's part of our worship because it represents, you know, a part of who we are and what we have being offered for the mission of the church. It's not, here's the thing, it's not being given to the church, because if the people in the pews are giving to the church, who are the people in the pews? Are they not the church? No, together we all offer, including the priests, we offer of what we have for the sake of the mission of the church. And so the visible connection between the collection and the presentation of the bread and wine actually is theologically important. Because just as the bread and wine is transformed into the Eucharist, so the offering of our resources is going to be used by the Lord to spiritually and even otherwise feed a multitude. So that's why the collection, returning it to being visible and brought forward to the altar, is important. So yes, we have the procession of gifts, and for now we're exploring what it means to do it in this space. It's the first time for me as they come around and come up to the center, and we'll evaluate what is the best way to do this. But I do want to return to that other new factor, and that is these laminated cards. Now, they're available in your way in. You'll see that they say PAG, P-A-G. What the heck is PAG? Well, it stands for pre-approved giving, and that basically means it's automatically withdrawn from your bank account. It's a way to give to the parish. Presently, it's the way that I give to the parish. Basically, I give permission for the parish to take X amount of dollars a month out of my account. There's a little explanation on the back. Now, in various parishes I've been in, this has been called PAR, pre-authorized remittance, or even PAD, pre-authorized deposit. So PAD, PAR, PAG, we're a PAG parish, I guess. And so that it's got our little logo. Now, why do we have these cards? It goes back to the first point that I made, the connection between offering of our financial means for the sake of the mission of the church, and how that act of offering is part of the worship that we give God. It is part of the sacrifice of praise that we make. And so the idea is that if you are one of the many parishioners in our parish who contribute in a pre-authorized manner, whether it's giving, deposit, or remittance, that your offering is, in a sense, invisible. And so this is a visible sign of the gift that you give. It's a visible sign of that aspect of the worship that you give to the Lord. Now you may say, well, I don't need to, have something to put in the collection. I'm secure. I'm not worried about what people might think of me. I'm not worried that people might think I'm a cheapskate and I'm not doing my bit. I'm secure in my inner self. And if that's true, good for you, because but when I'm in a place where there's a collection and I don't have anything to give and the collection basket passes under my nose, I always feel, it doesn't make me feel very good. I feel very uncomfortable. So for the rest of us mortals, this also helps us to visibly contribute. But here's my challenge. Even if you are so integrated and mature as a human being that what others may think of you doesn't impact you, here's the other side of that coin. Our actions impact others. When we are seen to do something that is good and proper, we can help others to do something that is good and proper. Conversely, when we're not seen to do something that's good and proper, and I know that's complicated because we can be very judgmental and we can be mistaken about externals, but it doesn't change the fact that we're impacted by externals. When people visibly give, people are moved to visibly give. When people don't visibly give, people will be moved or encouraged to not visibly give. And we need to help one another in this. So that's why these cards are available at the entrance to the church, and why you can pick them up as you go in, and when the collection basket comes around, you just drop them in. Thank you, and God bless.